The training dome fell silent. Every cadet froze as the predator cub bared its fangs, rows of glinting ivory under the artificial suns. Even the instructors, veterans of the outer wars, took a step back. But the human girl? She didn't flinch. She just smiled, small, calm, almost playful, and whispered, "Nice try." No one knew then that this moment, that single heartbeat of defiance, would one day echo across the galaxy. Because sometimes when courage isn't loud, it's quiet, and it looks straight into the teeth of fear. If that opening gave you chills, you're going to love what's coming next. This isn't just another sci-fi tale. It's a story about guts, instinct, and the strange thing that makes humans so dangerously unpredictable. So if you enjoy stories where bravery breaks species barriers, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow sci-fi fans. Now let's step inside the training dome and see what really happened that day. They said the dome was built for courage, a massive sphere of glass and steel, alive with the hum of alien tech. Inside, gravity shifted, temperatures changed, and the air itself could turn to frost if the creature inside willed it. It wasn't a classroom. It was a crucible. Every cadet in the Galactic Academy came here eventually. Most trembled, a few fainted, and the instructors always said the same thing. Fear is the oldest teacher. When Cadet Aria Vale's name was called, the room grew still. A human, small, unarmored, unaltered, just flesh and bone against a predator bred for war. Behind the containment field, the young creature waited, its fur streaked with red bioluminescence, eyes glowing like molten gold. It was called a driven cub, but nothing about it said cub. The instructors whispered. Some wagered she'd scream. Others said she wouldn't last a minute. Aria stepped forward, calm as a morning tide. Her boots clicked against the glassy floor. No fear, no hesitation. And when the barrier dropped, and the predator let out that bone-deep snarl, loud enough to shake the dome, she didn't move, not even an inch. She just smiled. The sound ripped through the dome like thunder, raw, feral, and ancient. The driven cub's claws scraped the metal floor, each step echoing like a countdown. Its fangs glimmered under the training lights, and every heartbeat in the room seemed to stop. The instructors stiffened. Even the veteran sergeant, a scaled Zarn warrior who once fought planetside against these beasts, muttered, "Too close, too soon." But Aria Vale stood still. No weapon, no shield, no neural dampener, just her breath, slow, steady, human. Her gaze locked with the creature's molten eyes. It was a contest of instinct now, predator and prey, deciding who was which. The cub lunged, a blur of fur and muscle. Gasps filled the dome, then silence. Aria sidestepped, graceful, effortless. The creature skidded, confused. She didn't strike, she didn't run. She simply said, softly but clear enough for every recorder to catch, "Nice try." The instructors exchanged looks. That wasn't defiance born of arrogance, that was something else. Something older, quieter, and far more dangerous. In that moment, the driven cub blinked, uncertain for the first time. It had faced warriors before, but never someone who smiled into its fury. The control room buzzed with disbelief. Data feeds flickered, heart rate monitors glowed in red, yet Aria's pulse, steady, not elevated, not panicked, human calm in the face of death. One instructor, a four-eyed Ureth scholar, leaned forward. How can a prey species do that? The commander only frowned. Because humans, he said quietly, were never prey for long. They began to pull up historical footage, Earth archives from before first contact. Primitive humans facing beasts with nothing but sticks and willpower. Cold plains, burning forests, endless wars. Always bleeding, always enduring. That defiance wasn't learned. It was inherited. It was written in their blood. Down in the dome, Aria could feel it too. The echo of countless ancestors standing beside her, unseen but real. The air shimmered between her and the driven cub, thick with tension and something unspoken. Recognition. The cub tilted its head. The growl faded, replaced by confusion. In its instincts, it found something familiar in the human before it, something it couldn't name. And Aria, breathing evenly, whispered under her breath, "You don't want to fight me. You want to understand me." The creature's golden eyes narrowed. The real test had just begun. The Driven cub circled her now, silent but watchful. Its growl had changed, no longer a threat but a question. The crowd above didn't understand. They only saw danger. But Aria saw something else. Curiosity, maybe even respect. "Do it again," she said quietly. Her tone wasn't mocking. It was steady, almost inviting. The cub hesitated. Then with a snarl that rippled through the air, it lunged once more, this time faster. Claws flashing, jaws wide. Aria moved, not away, but toward it. Gasps erupted as her hand met the creature's muzzle mid-strike. A sharp impact, dust scattering around them. But she didn't strike back. She simply stood there, palm pressed against hot fur, her gaze unwavering. The cub froze, its breathing ragged, muscles trembling, but its eyes locked on hers. Aria whispered, "See, I'm not afraid." That single moment, woman and beast locked in stillness, felt like the universe itself holding its breath. When she finally lowered her hand, the Driven cub backed away slowly, head bowed. Not in defeat, in understanding. And somewhere in the stands, an old instructor whispered, almost in awe, "She didn't tame it, she taught it." News spread faster than light. Within hours, every major academy across the galactic rim was talking about the human cadet who smiled at a predator. Footage replayed on endless loops. The snarl, the calm, the moment of stillness. Analysts called it a behavioral anomaly. Warriors called it madness. But among the younger species, a whisper began. Courage isn't absence of fear. It's the choice to stand anyway. The Driven elders later visited the academy. When shown the recording, the oldest among them said softly, "That human didn't challenge the cub, she answered it." Aria Vale never sought fame. She returned to her dorm quietly, brushed the dust from her uniform, and wrote a single line in her journal. "The moment fear looked back at me, I realized it was never my enemy." Years later, when humans fought beside Drevens against the Karthik swarm, legends claimed that alliance began with one girl in one dome, smiling at one snarl. Because courage doesn't roar. Sometimes, it just says, "Nice try." If that story left you with goosebumps, you're not alone. Humanity as courage isn't always loud. It is the quiet defiance that rewrites the rules of fear itself. If you enjoyed this HFY story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow sci-fi lovers. Every view helps more people discover the spirit of humanity among the stars. Until next time, stay brave, stay curious, and keep your eyes on the stars.